Hey guys, Daibouken 25.
Cartoon 9234.
With episode 42 of Ranger Review. Today we have the Power Rangers Operation Overdrive Max Megazord, aka the Daibouken from Go-Go Sensei Bokenger. But yeah, so now we have the Go-Go vehicles: Dump, Formula, Gyro, Dozer, Marine. You know, so this is the Daibouken. It looks absolutely just prospectively spectacular. All the details in every single Zord itself, it's just amazing. And all the chromeness, you gotta admit, the chromeness for every Zord was good. Alright, so now we have the Dump, Go-Go Dump. He's just a dump truck, you know? He's actually the biggest out of every single of the Zords. He does have chrome everywhere. His grill is chromed, his wheels are chromed, almost everything was chromed.
The only thing I never liked on him is that the connectors for the arms are always exposed.
Yeah, they in the show you can't see it, but in
the toy you're stuck with it exposed.
Yeah, but it doesn't really matter because it still looks nice regardless. He does have the big wheel, so he does roll. It really does look nice. You know,
he also stores the main primary weapons.
He stores the shovel and the pickaxe, and he also puts. This is where would you put yellow and pink Zord in when they were in trailer formation. In the beginning of Bokenger and also in Operation Overdrive, if you guys remember, he extended the arms. You actually can do it. You actually can do the thing that they didn't show and pull them out of the danger. You can actually do that. This was actually kind of shocking that it was able that you can do it. You can't do it like in the show, but you know it's at least similar to the show. So that was a good little gimmick for that little matter. But mainly much to store the weapons, each of them have a little peg. You just peg it onto it. Of course, it will cover the one symbol, but you don't really have to do it. But you know, if you want to store your weapons, then yeah, this is how you have to do it. You know, that's just the dump.
At least they give you the option to store the weapons.
Most Zords, you really can't. Alright, so now we have number 2, the Formula Driver, or the race car. In our version, they called it the race car, which was really weird. He doesn't do much. He's just a race car, but his only mode is that.
Shooting the guns.
In a few of the episodes, you saw he shot missiles. This is how he would shoot it. What you just gotta do is just pull it back, let it loose, and it opens. It does look weird driving like this, but you know, he also has chrome too. You know, chrome on here, and even chrome on the sides right here. So even in the back, it looks like boost engine. So you know, he's a really nice little car to have a little race track with. All right, so we have number 3, the Gyro Driver, or Gyro, whatever you want to call it. He even actually has chrome too on the wing flaps. That's chrome. That's really nice. He is actually the smallest. He looks actually almost like the smallest one, and he actually stores a helmet. The helmet's right here. He does have wheels on the bottom, very, very small ones. But you can see that even the helmet looks like it has wheels, but it actually doesn't. But shockingly, that if you roll it, it won't damage anything because
it's just above it.
It's just above it. We got lucky in that one. So if you roll it a lot, you won't scratch anything because it's just slightly above it. He doesn't really do much. He can fold like this for formation, fold like this for formation, and also the other formation when he's like this. But other than that, he's
really can't do much with blue.
He really can't do much with blue, but he does look cool when he's in driver mode. Now we have the Dozer, or the Dozer Driver, if you want to call it in ours. Now all the Americans they always say driver, Gyro Driver, Formula Driver, Dump Driver, whatever. This is the Dump, yellows of course. The funny thing is that the yellow looks kind of different from yellow herself. A little bit of a tinted difference.
Yeah, it is. From her suit to
the Zord.
Yeah, her Zord is slightly darker yellow compared to her suit.
Yeah, her gimmick is really much nothing. She has a gun, and her little dump thing can actually go up. You can actually store some stuff in there, but not much because it's so small. But that's not really much you can do with her. She does have wheels. Too bad that these weren't wheels. I would actually like them if they were wheels, but you really don't have the option for that. But you know, it's still nice to have. She's just, she looks nice enough. All right, now for the final of the Daibouken Zords, we have the Marine, or the Sub Driver, whatever you guys want to call it. This one, technically, I really don't know. I don't really call it pinks because technically you really don't have a lot of pink on. It's just mainly black and white.
Yeah.
There is pink, but I guess pink, they really couldn't do a scheme with it. But the scheme color is nice. It's a submarine, or they call it marine. She doesn't do. She also has wheels, one here and two here. The funny thing about the wheels is that a lot of the wheels, they are like the Swap Megazord's wheels. They're really very thin, so that's.
At least you don't have to move them.
Yeah, but you know, she doesn't do much either. She can move her claws back and forth, but they don't open. I wish they did open and they were more extendable, but you know, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt that most of them, since red, blue, and black already have chrome, you know, it's enough said really much for me because the chromeness was actually nice to see. She doesn't really do much. Though the only mode that you can do is this mode when you just close her up, because this is actually the mode that you would use in the trailer formation. But yeah, that's it. That's mostly it. Alright, so now we have the trailer formation. Now, a lot of people do forget about this because...
It was only literally shown twice.
Yeah. In the opening, you see it a lot, but other than that, you don't see it. You know, it's just mainly
one of those modes that just gets forgotten all the time.
It does roll and everything, so it does turn. Like, at least it turns. Not like most Zords couldn't turn when you're in the vehicles, but this one does turn, but it's very limited, but it's still something to see.
Better than the Green Ranger Zord from s.p.d.
Yeah, he couldn't even turn that well, but this one has at least a good turning degrees. But that's about it. Like I said, red holds yellow and pink. In the show, you do see that they do that, but you can't really do it because
there's no ramp.
There's no ramp, and also it's the peg.
So you gotta pull them out instead of sliding them off.
You can't slide them off. But other than that, that's about it. It looks cool. I mean, it does look nice. It's a nice mode to have just to, you know, show, hey, I can do this. That's actually really good. Other than that, you know, it's not bad. Alright, so now we have the Daibouken, aka the Drivemax Megazord. You guys, it even looks nice like this. The only downsides I have about it is the back. The back just looks weird. But in other formations, you do change the formations a lot. So
yeah, the chest switch flips over.
Yeah, it flips over. The funny thing about this, the legs actually move. For once in a while, we actually have a Zord that's legs move and the arms do rotate. Funny thing is, even the head turns. We haven't had a head turning Megazord in a while after that too. He does pose a lot. He does pose pretty well because he's really flexible because of the formations that he has to do with. But you know, he's actually really nice. Of course, the sword. In order for you to form a sword, you just take the shovel and the pickaxe. Technically, it's supposed to be like this, but you can put it actually like this.
Yeah, either way, it doesn't matter.
If you hold it like this, that's how that pickaxe.
That's pickaxe mode.
But what you do is just you put it in and you just close it up and it links, and you have the Gogoken or the sword. and you just slip it on. Now the downsides about the Japanese version was that they really screwed up the sword badly, because since you have pegs to clip on to hold the weapons on red,
it blocks it going into the hand.
Yeah, and they didn't make the handle really big, so you have it sticking out like this. So it looks weird.
It stays in there safe, but it's like.
But it's like when you try to move it back, he won't go all the way in. So that's the downsides to it. But you know, it's, you know, I mean, minor difference. It's not that bad. But he does really pose really well. You have to do the posing yourself. So yeah, I know that a lot of like Bandai Japan, they're always fond of just remaking the same connectors, and which, for example, we can just take these two arms off. We can put Daibouken's arms on.
And they actually work.
Yeah, there are lots of different Zords that have the same connector, so you can actually use them again and again.
For example, the Thundersaurus Megazord, the Denos Megazord, or the Deca Ranger Robo.
Or also the Wild Force Megazord too.
They mainly use that connector.
Yeah, so you can actually have a lot of different connectors. It looks funny already, but you know, it's just showing that you can actually do it with a lot of the Zords will have the same connectors, so you can actually do that. Alteration-wise, you guys know the Drivemax was one of the most horriblest things I've ever seen.
It was the first time Bandai actually physically changed the entire
They remolded the whole Zord. The Drivemax is 2 times bigger than the Daibouken itself. And every single Zord was changed, literally. You couldn't really do much with it. For example, the head was not on red. The head and the helmet were together, and they were on blue. What it was is that you press the button and it makes noise. It was a noise that when you morph, that was the same noise that you get in every single Zord. And there were 3 versions: the Drivemax Megazord itself, the Drivemax, or the Super Drivemax with the correct shovel and drill, but
with the bad slippers.
Yeah, with the bad slippers. Then you have the Drivemax version 2, which was the Daibouken version, which it had the jet, the good mixer and crane, but the crap shovel and drill. So you have to buy all 3 just to have a perfect good Ultra Zord. Besides alteration-wise for every single Zord was changed. Every Zord was enlarged. The sword was not able to separate. It was one solid piece, and it just attached to one side, so it looked weird when you put it in trailer formation. Another difference is that the chrome besides being bigger, it was purely stupid.
Loads of paint was missing.
Everything was missing. The symbols were missing.
Red was mostly not painted. Most of the silver was gone.
Yeah, like besides being 2 times bigger, it couldn't really pose really well.
And it was using a cheaper plastic, so it looked like one of those cheap 99-cent toys.
For pink, it wasn't even able to split, like bend. It wasn't able to bend because it was just a big large piece. The chromeness on this, it was actually not chrome, it was just silver paint, pure pathetic silver paint. A lot of things were really horrible in the set, and since it was bigger, it wasn't really, you couldn't really use the Japanese version with the American version.
No, that was the first time you were not able to.
Yeah, that was the first time we were not able to. And of course, like I said, the sword was crap.
This is also the reason why the Flashpoint was never released, because they would have had to remold that too in order for it to fit with the Drivemax.
And since we already have 3 of the Zords, and the 4th one was the Battle Fleet, which of course
can't even combine with the American Drivemax because it's too big.
Because it literally the feet was this big compared to this small thing. So yeah. Alright, so just before we end this, I would like to thank the Full Metal Ranger on Ranger board, because that's where I bought my Daibouken off of, and this is the Japanese version. So thanks for that, man. Really appreciate that. So yeah. So join us next week for our season 3 premiere of the Super Legend toy line, White and Gold Gyro Ranger. Rate, comment, subscribe. We'll see you next week. Hey guys, that Go 25.
Archer 9234.
With episode 41 of Ranger.
42. 42.
You. Another alteration wise is that Korea got the Japanese version. Korea got the Japanese version, but they took out the chrome of all the Zords. It was nice gray paint, but they just took out the chrome. And then the Hong Kong version, which is the most widely available right now on eBay and online.
Because it was recently released.
The Hong Kong version was almost the same thing, but they changed a spec of the paint. I believe it was on yellow's paint and on blue or something. I forgot which one, but they changed a little of the paint, and the chrome was not kept. And this gold piece was the gold around here, the painted gold was a bit changed, but nothing too alternate.